So what are the pregnancy rates and duration of this particular interval? 4 groups were established. What grades were given? We put them in 4 groups where the transfer were possible in less than 30 seconds of loading, more than 30 seconds, within 60 seconds, and more than, say, 120 seconds. So these were the 4 groups. And with regard to demographic parameters, there were no difference. But here you can see that this is the table which shows demographic parameters, where it's the age, duration, primary infertility, whatever the procedure, ICSI or IVF, number of oocytes recruited, number inseminated, oocytes fertilized. Till that level, there is hardly any difference because the transfer comes later. So these factors did not affect the course of results. But when it was the time that was considered, the rates were 37.6% where duration was less than 30. It was 31.2% with between 31 to 60 seconds, 29.5 between 61 and 120, and it went down to 17% when the transfer took more than 2 minutes. So you can see that there is a definite statistical significance of this study. So the same thing is now shown into a table-wide format. And in non-easy transfers, we could not do statistical analysis because the population was very small. There were very few cases where you could put statistics, and there's no point in saying 9 cases out of that how many succeeded. You cannot evaluate like that. It is not evidence-based medicine. So we could not do it. So that was a limitation, and I'm very honest about it. Now, clinical discussion here is that a striking impact of ILD duration on both pregnancy and implantation and pregnancy rates were observed when the duration was less than 30 seconds, and after that, there was a trend towards lower rates that fell sharply. However, since difficult transfers are associated with lower pregnancy rate, an association between the long interval and difficulty of the transfer could be accepted. Thus, our data were reanalyzed considering only easy transfers, and similar results were observed. The longer the duration, the lower the pregnancy and implantation rate. It is evident that lower pregnancy rates observed when ILD increased due to embryo exposure to an adverse environment. Light, number 1. Second is room temperature. Third is, of course, the importance of keeping the embryo close to 37 in the atmosphere of oxygen and carbon dioxide concentrations within specific ranges during the manipulation, culture, and storage, which is well known. And, of course, the composition of the catheter. The last point, of course, still needs a lot of evaluation as more and more studies are on. But polyvinyl chloride and polychlorinated biphenyls, among others, can have a detrimental influence on oocytes and embryos. However, from the moment of embryo loading and up to the time of discharge, the aforementioned environmental factors are, of course, very difficult to control. So, it would be speculated that a long duration would decrease the implantation rates because of an adverse environmental influence during that stage in the catheter. And with prolonged duration, even in the absence of tenaculum, there could be a greater manipulation of endocervix. So this could induce uterine contractions, which negatively influence embryo implantation. There have been instances where many people have said, and many speakers have said, that you should not touch it with tenaculum. But even if you don't touch the cervix with tenaculum, you are taking a longer period of time. And in that process, if the tip of the catheter could touch the uterine segment or the fundus, you could have still the same problem, and you will be back to square one. So prolonged transfers, even without employing a cervical tenaculum, could not be considered truly as easy transfer. In conclusion, it is concluded that the duration should be as short as possible, ideally less than 30 seconds. I know it's difficult to reach this time schedule, but if it is prolonged more than 120 seconds, you have definitely a very negative result waiting for you.